first day that I put Invisalign in was actual hell. I actually thought I'm gonna lose so much weight on this journey because I can't eat. I do have a little lisp. Ooh, I just spat everywhere. Started recording the YouTube and I had to go and get a cuppa because my YouTubes just don't feel the same if I don't get a brew. I've got my Central Perk mug. I think I got this from Home Bargains. I've got a small one and a big one. Got one of my digest teas in as well, so I'm feeling good. Right, so before this YouTube starts, guys, I'm gonna say it every time, grab yourself a cuppa. Make sure you grab your best mug, as I always do, even though the choice is so hard. And come and sit down while we chat all things Invisalign. I've been meaning to do this YouTube for absolutely ages. On week 8 now, to be completely honest with you. And I've got some questions that you've asked me on Instagram as well. So we can go through everything and hopefully you make a decision that's right for you. You maybe get it or you don't. And I'll also tell you where I got it from as well because I can't recommend them enough. Renovo Dental. My dentist is called Usman and I've been with him since I was like 12 at another dentist, and then he got his own place, and honestly he's just the best dentist in the world. Right, so Invisalign. I feel like Invisalign is one of them things that you just hear all the Love Islanders doing and you actually don't know what it is, and then you just hear these stories like, oh, it's like this amount of money, or only celebrities can do it because they get it gifted. That was my vision of Invisalign, and I didn't know Invisalign was a clear brace. Didn't know that. I just thought a clear brace was a clear brace and Invisalign was just this big brand and it was untouchable and I didn't know what it did. So I'm going to break it down and make you realise it's a bit more like for you than you think. But I've just realised I've got a friend's notepad as well. Rachel, that's from Home Bargains as well. I'm going to do an Invisalign Q&A. I'm going to talk about like, is it worth it? What my journey's been so far? And I'm going to answer a couple of your questions as well, like can you eat with it in? Does it hurt? Can you talk with it in? How much does it cost? I'm gonna go through everything. I'm gonna answer the question I get asked the most first, and that is why have I chosen to do Invisalign? So it's a pretty simple story. I don't really get toothache or anything, don't really have any problems within the mouth because I look after my teeth so much, and I go to the dentist twice a year for a polish. But my wisdom tooth was giving me absolute grief. My old dentist told me I had 2, and then 2 years later I only had 1. So I don't know whether it was a mistake on that dentist's behalf or whether I just made it up as a horror story in my head. Wisdom tooth was giving me so much pain from time to time and like throbbing, and it was pushing the bottom layer of teeth like into each other. So if you can see, these are my teeth now. I mean, obviously I've done 8 weeks of Invisalign, so they're not as bad as they were. I've never really had a problem with our top teeth, but can you see that? My bottom ones, especially these 2, they did cross over, and I don't know if you can see that now, but they've barely crossed over now, so that clearly shows that in 8 weeks it's done something. I mean, when I smile, I don't really show my bottom teeth anyway, so it wasn't something that was making me overly paranoid. When I was going to the dentist, they were just saying, look, that tooth is going to push that a lot more if you don't get that wisdom tooth taken out. Went to Usman and he took my wisdom tooth out for me. This was last year, you probably all remember on my Instagram. It is the worst thing I have ever been through in my entire life, and I know that sounds dramatic, but oh my god, I've never felt pain like having a tooth out because I got dry socket. Dry socket is where it gets infected. Pus was coming out of it, it was throbbing, it was infected. Oh my god, like I was screaming in the middle of the night. I'm glad it's out and I'm glad it's sorted. Obviously then my next move was to get them whitened and do Invisalign. Main reason I got Invisalign is because of my wisdom tooth pushing my teeth, but then the second reason is I am absolutely all about smile. You know, people are always about their hair, people get their lips done, people get designer trainers, people wear designer clothes, but I'm telling you now, the first thing people look at in a person, whether you're on a date, whether you're with your friends, whether you look at a stranger, you always look at the teeth. Tell me you don't. I love getting compliments on my teeth, like, oh, your teeth are so white, your teeth are so straight, it just makes me feel good. I know that's the first thing they've looked at, so that comes above everything for me, and that's the reason I decided to perfect my teeth. And I know the cost scares people. It's not cheap, as it shouldn't be, because it's literally like transforming your smile. I get that the price puts people off, but it's a massive investment in yourself. Think about the amount of money that people spend on extensions in their hair, like to get them renewed. Invisalign is just a amount of week treatment. You get it done, and then obviously you've got a beautiful smile after that, and you've spent that money and you've invested in yourself, and you never have to invest again. So it's worth it. how much is Invisalign. Now, I don't want to lie to you all. You guys support me and I'm honest with you and you guys like that. So I'm going to tell you that my dentist has gifted me Invisalign, and I honestly, it's like, pinch me, is this real? I'm so unbelievably grateful. Promise you now, I would have bought Invisalign regardless of whether my dentist would have gifted it to me. Now, the reason my dentist has gifted it to me, what I believe anyway, is he's always believed in me. So he used to support me when I was younger. He used to go, oh, you're still doing your acting? And then obviously when I've told him I'm into social media and stuff, he's like, right, let's work together. So it's not like a, you've got followers, I'm gonna give you Invisalign. It's a really, really nice partnership, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this, to show the people that it's so worth it. And obviously to promote my dentist as well, because he's literally 1 in a million. I don't actually know the exact figure. I know it's potentially in the thousands. Obviously that's what payment plans are for. So it's not like, here you go, $4,000. Change my smile. It's, you know, let's set up a payment plan just like you do for anything else, except this is literally going to make you so happy with the end result. I have had my teeth whitened in the past and paid for that. I think I pay for dental plan per month anyway, and I also pay for like my teeth being polished. I would definitely either come to my dentist, or if you've got a dentist closer to you that you trust, go to them and obviously ask them how much they charge for Invisalign. Let's jump into the more like basic questions, because we've kind of covered like why I'm doing it and how much it is. The third question is, does it hurt? So, does it hurt? I'm going to put it in now. I've just realised I've not had it in the whole time. And the reason being is because it does give you a lisp, and I find it easier to talk without it. I'm going to put it in. So easy to put in. Can you see that? You can't see it from far away. Obviously I'm on week 8 now, so it's giving me so much more of a lisp than obviously the start. Week 1 to 5 I would say no one notices it in terms of how you speak, but obviously now because it's getting tighter and tighter, I do have a little lisp. Ooh, I just spat everywhere. Let me show you how to take them out. There's no easy way to do it. I'm getting used to it now. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Right, let me tell you obviously what I was going to say. Does it hurt? So the first day that I put Invisalign in was actual hell. And I'm telling you, these celebrities don't tell you this, but what happens is when you get Invisalign, you'll go to the dentist, and I don't know if you can see this on the screen because they're so well hidden, nobody ever notices, even when I'm like face to face with them. You get these little like, can you see that spiky thing? You get these little like grips put on your teeth. You can feel them, and the first day it feels so weird, but I don't even notice them now. It's gonna feel weird when they get taken off. But obviously that's to attach the Invisalign. So what I would say is, if you're thinking, oh, Invisalign's like this aligner that'll just keep falling out, like when you do like teeth whitening trays, it's not. Like, they literally go in and that's it. Like, that won't move now. And I can't get that off unless I stick my fingers in. So the first day, oh my God, I was in so much pain. So when I was taking my Invisalign trays out to eat, all my like sticky things on my teeth were getting caught on my cheek, and I was biting my cheek and biting my tongue by accident. I actually thought, I'm gonna lose so much weight on this journey because I can't eat. I can't physically, like, I was putting things in my mouth and every time it's getting caught on my cheek. And all my cheek here was like bruised, blood. My dentist said to me, keep going with it, Lauren. Like, he was really supportive, because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna let you down. I can't even put trays in my mouth, for God's sake. It's just because you're not used to it. You're not used to having these things in your mouth. First day, I kept biting my cheek and everything, thought I was gonna lose loads of weight. That never happened, because I mean, nothing comes in between Lauren and food, so. The second thing that hurt me, and this was still on week 1, was that I'd taken them out, put them in a restaurant, like on the table, because I'd forgotten my case that you're supposed to put them in, which I never ever remember. Put it in napkins, and I'd walked out and the waiter had binned my Invisalign, and I literally was like, it's all going wrong. So I rang husband and I was like, the waiter binned it, what do I do? So he said, put week 2 in, it will feel quite tight, but obviously now wait out the 2 weeks and have the week 2 in for 2 weeks. Oh my God, if you lose a week of Invisalign and you put the tray in, it feels like your whole jaw's like tight, and it actually gives you a bit of a headache, because it just, your whole mouth's like pressure. That hurt as well. So try your absolute best if you do get Invisalign to just take the case that they give you in your bag. Apart from that, it hasn't hurt me. Just make sure you don't lose a week and you get through the first day by eating soft foods, I would say, and slowly eating because they will catch on your gums. Unless that was just me because I've got a big mouth, I don't know. All of that leads me on to my next question, which is, can you eat with Invisalign in? You can't, you need to take it out. I made the mistake of drinking a bit of orange juice with my Invisalign in. No amount of cleaner will clean my Invisalign once you have eaten something that's not water or white wine. Bonus, you can drink white wine while you've got your Invisalign in, that's brilliant. You need to take them out, pop them in your case, and then you can eat as much food as you want. Obviously be careful of food getting caught within the, you know, bits on your teeth, because that's happened to me a few times and I'm already paranoid about that as it is. So when do you see changes is a really good question that I've had on my Instagram, because I actually asked that to my dentist before I started the journey. I think it's one of them. Take a before picture. I'm sure your dentist will, mine has. Take a before picture, like just like losing weight and going to a PT. Before and after, you really only notice the difference when you try clothes on and you take a picture. I would say it's around week 10 and that's what my dentist told me. I would obviously suggest having patience with it because it is a long course, which is another question. They're just leading on to each other. How long does it last? I think off the top of my head, it's 34 weeks, well mine is. And I'm not sure whether different people have a different plan because other people might have like wonkier teeth or more of changes that need to happen. And mine weren't that bad, so maybe I'm the 34 weeks and other people are different. Or maybe Invisalign just works with the same amount of weeks for everyone. But what I would do with that is just check with your dentist how long yours would be. It'll say like Lauren Saddington, upper, lower, 8 of 34, 4 of 34, 2 of 34, 6 of 34. So I've kept the package just to show you. So you basically get a massive pack. You'll do like a full week, and then if you feel like it's still quite tight, you just go a couple more days, and only when the Invisalign trays start to feel quite loose and just like they don't hurt or anything, you go on to the next week. So clever, because for example, when you're on week 1, the week 10 trays won't work in your mouth. So clever. That's because Invisalign knows how much your teeth have to move to get to week 10. Such an intelligent brand, honestly. I've written down, can you talk with it in? Because I feel like that's a great question. I'm going to show you. So this is week 8 and it's quite tight on me because it's quite new. I can talk fine. There's just when you start putting it in and it's a bit tight, there's a lot of slaver. And you've just got to get used to speaking with it in. There's another question down here that's quite similar to does it hurt? And that is, does it affect your day to day? And I would definitely say no. Depends on what kind of job you have. I'm gonna be honest, I take it out when I'm a princess, just because I don't want kids to draw attention to my mouth. I once did a Tinkerbell party and had it in and the kids were like, there's something funny about Tinkerbell. But you do have to wear it every single day as much as you possibly can. I mean, if you've got an office job or a restaurant job or something like that, like, you could easily have it in all day. Just depends if obviously you're singing or you're performing like we do. I've just got to take it out from time to time. I'm not gonna lie, when I record these YouTubes, I feel like I talk for England. Please let me know if I do. Just gonna take a sip of my brew so I can chill out. I have also had my teeth whitened and I've been given a year's supply of whitening gels and trays by Philips Zoom and Renovo Dental. Renovo. Got that done before Invisalign. And then the really good thing is, if you get your teeth whitened at the same time, you can actually use your Invisalign trays as whitening trays. So because you've got to wear your Invisalign overnight, you can whiten your teeth at the same time. So clever. I am going to talk about teeth whitening on my next YouTube video, and I'm going to show you a little trip to the dentist that I had to get the treatment done. So make sure you look out for that as well. Getting the Invisalign trays fitted and stuff was super quick. And I'm not just saying this, I have a fantastic dentist, so if anyone is watching this and they're in the Lancashire area, Ribble Valley, or even if you live in Manchester and you're able to travel, or even if you're able to travel up from London, I would, because you're watching somebody who is safe, who's had the treatment, who's been super honest with you, and it's not just because I'm in a partnership with him. that was just him believing in me and wanting to give me the product. This is because he has looked after me since I was 12 and I've always been complimented on my teeth. From my experience, he's the only dentist I've ever known and he is amazing. And oh my God, is his dentist bougie. So nice. I don't know if you can see this, but that's like kind of how wonky my teeth were. There you go. Oh, I don't even know if you can see it, but they were so wonky, and that was before I had my wisdom tooth out. By week 34, I can't even imagine them straight. I can't wait to show you. I think I've covered as many questions as I possibly can, and I've been really honest with you. So what I will conclude on is, do I think Invisalign is worth it? And it is a big fat yes from me, especially if you want to invest in yourself, you want to feel good. People always forget about their teeth. I'll leave all the details in the comments about my dentist and I'll try and give you a discount code. Let me know if you've got any more questions and I will definitely be showing you the results. So make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram too, laurensaddingtonx. Again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching and I'll be back with more Invisalign content very soon. I hope you managed to invest in yourself. I love you guys.